So I had fun putting together this custom Cyberpunk special edition, whatever we want to call it, Quasar DR12 that I'm giving away in August. And I had one more around, and I hadn't done a ton of work on these lately or different, customizations. So it's kind of fun. And if you have one fresh in your mind, then you can make another one and you can kind of, change things up, tweak it a little bit. So that's why I went ahead and did another one. Just because, again, I had an extra one around. There were some things I did that I'm like, oh, I could do something different here. So I wanted to try that. And again, these two have both been really consistent. And I think maybe it's because I just found the right gel ball for them all the time. A lot of the gel fight ones, so whether it's the DR12, the MAC-10, the VZ61 Scorpion, they can be somewhat picky about gels and they can shred gels. And they also seem to always want a really full magazine. So those are just some things to be aware of. But if you pay attention to that, and now I've been using the EMERBU brand hardened gels, and they're working really consistent with it. So that's really cool. So because of all that, I thought, let me make a different version of this, and I'll probably give this one away in September then as part of that prize package. So what I did here is I never really did a build video with this one. So I thought I'd go and kind of do a build video with this one and show you exactly what I'm doing. So this front kind of handguard or muffler piece was a piece that someone designed that was on Thingiverse. That's a free website for 3D files. And he had done a whole kit, and it was really nice. Is a Japanese guy, because all his descriptions were in Japanese, and he removed a lot of his stuff, unfortunately. Now, I had saved some stuff. Sometimes I save the files, sometimes I don't, because I think, I'll just go download them again. Don't always make that assumption, because people can take their files down. But anyway, that's where the muffler part came from, right? So I basically modified it. I had to do some cutting and some resizing it, because this time I wanted to make a long one. So let me show you a little bit about that. So, and it already is made to be a perfect fit, at least the part that attaches. So this piece attaches in here, and it works out perfectly. And then basically I made a nice long outer barrel, and then this piece will go on, and it'll attach, nice and flush, just kind of waiting for everything to dry. All right. So I did have to sand down this spot here because I created this riser here, and this riser here is just going to push on into place like that. It will actually screw very slightly, very shallow screws that just screw into the outside of this. However, you can screw into here. You just don't want to go deep in where you're going to hit the gearbox, excuse me. So I made a nice top rail that goes right to here, and then we'll kind of have this as the built-in riser. So you can see a little different design, obviously, when I did there. Muffler is about twice as long, which is what I was going for. Made some panels that have a little bit of texture, and then they'll also have the rails on them. So that'll go on there. And then there's just some little panels that'll go back here. And again, just to kind of dress it up a little bit. Now, I did go with the same color scheme because this gray color is what I think goes best with these two colors, and that's what I had on hand. So I went ahead and I thought I'd just go ahead with that same color. Bottom rail down here, and then that is where I think I'll end up using this grip. I kind of like this grip for this blaster because it flips down, or you can have it flipped up and use it like that. So that'll go on there. All right. When it comes to the back, we're going to go again to a buffer tube just because it gives you so many options. So again, this was a piece that he had designed. However, this time I reused this frame piece from the stock piece that was on there, the cap that was on there, just because I thought that would possibly, well, mainly it was just going to be easier to print this straight flat, and this was going to accomplish the same thing. All right, so we got that. The buffer tube, of course, will get pushed flush and screwed down. I'll put an extension through here that I will then I basically just make this into a big long kind of jumper, right? So it'll just go through and plug in to the actual plug. So I won't even splice. I'll just go ahead and plug that in, and that'll wind through. There's a way to do to drill a hole on the inside of this that no one will see. that can feed through and it won't affect anything. So we'll have the buffer tube. And then for stocks, I'll either go with that M4 or I think I'll go with this stock. I kind of like the look of this stock a little better. So I might go with this one. And I believe I do have a little piece I can print that clicks in here and kind of gives it a little futuristic look. So I might do that too. I'm not sure. For accessories, there's a little flashlight and a laser, and you can just see I've kind of painted out the, I guess, what do we call these? I don't know, the back bezel, the front bezel of those to kind of tie everything together. So I think it'll look cool. It's definitely going to be a bigger, longer version of the Cyber or of the DR12. And it's going to have a little bit of a different look too, obviously. And this one's definitely very Cyberpunk theme. You know, I even used the Cyberpunk words on there, so I didn't want to repeat that. But we'll still have a cool feel to it. The other thing I did is I had these little pieces from another blaster that were for priming, right? And so there was a spot where I could just drill a little hole through that piece and put these in. So you just have some kind of little longer grabs for the primer. So again, just something a little different to do. So hopefully you like that. I'm going to get it all put together. I'll show you guys it once it's complete. Of course, we'll do a demo as well. Should be no difference in FPS. Changing springs on these is not easy. And replacing the barrel, this is the barrel that comes with these. I was able to boil the T-piece off and save the T-piece on this one. So this one has a little longer inner. It goes to about here. I was going to do that on this one as well. These are glued on so good, much better than any other T-piece I've ever encountered. Most of the time, metal barrels are easy to boil to get the T-piece off when you boil them. This one, no. So it's going to just have the same one, and that's why this inner is just a really big, wide inner. It's not restricting anything because basically the barrel terminates back here, the metal inner, and you don't want to have it trying to push through a thin outer because it's going to cause drag and cause issues. So there you go. That's the build plan for the new next gen giveaway of the DR12, which will be part of that package. I think it's September where you'll win this and at least 2 other blasters. This one is going to be part of the August giveaway package. You'll win this. There's 2 other blasters. You'll have to wait to see which ones those are. And of course, this is really cool too because it's including the T238 tracer. So hope you guys like it. I'm stepping up the game when it comes to all these giveaways, giving you a lot of really cool options. So comment, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those giveaways when they're live. All the rules are posted and described in the contest live video. Thanks.